My name's Jo Monk and I'm a volunteer at Pennine Pen. I come in twice a week and clean, most of it's cleaning, looking after the animals. I wanted to work with animals and I had a bit of spare time to do voluntary work, so I applied to the nearest animal shelter to my home, which was Pennine Pen here in Oldham. We come in about 9 o'clock and then the cats all need to be cleaned first. So the manager will normally go in the dogs' kennels and we'll go in the cattery. So we get buckets of disinfectant, gloves, march out. The cats have several different rooms. So we clean the rooms, we brush down all the beds, clean all the walls, mop, sweep, and then feed and water the cats. That's the first thing we do. And then we go on to the rabbits. So again, it's cleaning, poop scooping, and feeding and watering them. And then after that, if there's spare time, there may be time for walking dogs or for the other animals, just giving them a bit of attention, especially the more timid ones. They can't be rehomed until they're a bit more friendly, so volunteers spend quite a lot of time socialising the animals. We have a very good local vet, the Tameside Vet Surgery, who can fit us in almost instantly any day. So the animals go there. A lot of the money that we raise goes into vet's bills because obviously we have a lot of animals. A lot of them become sick and many of them are quite sick when they first come in as well. That's sometimes the reason why they've been abandoned. Veterinary treatment's very expensive. We're probably talking £2,000 or £3,000 a month. So it's very expensive, the medication and the vet's bills. Occasionally the vet will see an animal for free, but obviously they've got a business to run as well, so usually we're paying the standard rate. But they are very helpful to us. They give us a lot of help and advice over and above what they actually are mandated to do. People who are adopting, I would say give the animals time. When you've brought them into your home, everything looks different, feels different, smells different. Although the animal may have got to know the person who adopted them a little bit, they won't know the family and the other people who come into the house, so they need time to adapt. If after a few weeks or a few days they really haven't adapted, they haven't settled, it can happen, then we say bring them back to us, and perhaps if the home is suitable they could try to adopt a different animal. But yeah, put the animals' needs first, give them time. It can be quite a challenge dealing with some of the new animals. Some of them have been badly treated and are very timid. Some are quite aggressive, particularly the dogs, but you occasionally get a cat that will take a chunk out of you if it can. Some of the cats have been feral and therefore they're not used to human contact at all. That takes a long time. Dogs that have simply been mistreated and are very nervous can gradually come round, usually by seeing just the same person each time. So it wouldn't be that any volunteer just went to clean. It would usually be the same person every time. Often the manager, because he's here every day. Sometimes volunteers that the dogs know and trust. They gradually come to know and trust you, to know that you're not going to hurt them, that you're not going to abuse them. But it takes time. There are always home checks done. The manager and the assistant manager meet the people who are going to adopt the animals. If it's a dog that they're going to adopt, the people will come a few times and walk the dog, get the dog to know them. Then there will be a home check. The manager will go to the home of the person, make sure it's a suitable home, that if it's a large dog, for example, they're not going into a tiny flat, that there's somewhere for the animal to roam and to get exercise. We do as much checking as we can of the new home, and then usually people will take them for a few days initially, just to see how they settle in. If they don't settle in, our doors are open, they can come back. There's no question of us saying, no, you've had it, we can't have it. Then the adoption papers are signed and the animal goes to the new home. Volunteers are really important for this charity and for all other charities, because in this economic climate it's very difficult to get money, especially for a small charity, especially for a small animal charity when there are so many of us. So volunteers, people who will work for free, are totally essential. We couldn't do without volunteers.